Hello and welcome to Just One More Watch. Welcome to a video I've been really looking forward to making. I love the value end of the watch market. That's the whole pitch of this channel. And I think if you know what you're doing down here, you can find some fantastic timepieces for not a lot of money. Indeed, I've bought a few of them myself over the last couple of years. And I've been thinking about how best to piece them together into a budget collection. Couldn't quite manage 3 pieces for $100, but today 3 pieces for $150. Do you know what? I'm really proud of myself. I think this is a fantastic little collection. Leave me a comment. Let me know what your perfect 3-piece collection for $150 would be. One watch for the office, Monday to Friday 9 to 5. One more robust and waterproof offering for the weekend. And a cheeky little bonus digital piece just for fun. Let's get into today's collection. So watch number 1, this is your office piece, this is your sensible, if you like, Monday to Friday 9 to 5 watch, something you can dress up a little bit if you need to. Of course, it's a Seiko 5. Okay, so watch number 1 is a Seiko 5, and specifically it's this Seiko 5, the SNKL23K1. Now, I've done a full review of this. I've done a full review of all 3 watches that I'm going to include in this budget collection. I'll put the links in the description. This one, not an easy watch to find, but don't worry if you can't find it. There are plenty more of these little Seiko 5s to choose from. This one cost me $72.50, so that's the price we're quoting today, $72.50. Not a bad start in terms of our budget. Now, Seiko has been around since the 1880s, and the Seiko 5 has been on the go since the early 1960s, so plenty of horological history for not a lot of cash. And these little Seiko 5s just offer so much for the money. 38mm diameter, 45 lug to lug, 18mm lug width, weighing in at around 100 grams on the bracelet, and only 10.5mm thick, so slips nicely underneath a shirt cuff for office duties. You get a day-date complication, which is incredible for the money. You get Seiko's proprietary Hardlex crystal, not as hard as sapphire, but not too bad. You also get a decent bit of lume. I'll pop up a lume shot. Seiko's Lumi Bright is well renowned as being pretty decent. And you get a fully automatic 7S26 Seiko 21 dual movement, 3 Hz low beat, 21,600 beats per hour, and a display case. Just phenomenal for the money. What you don't get though is a decent bracelet. This thing is, generally speaking, pretty nasty. However, today's budget doesn't quite stretch to its replacement. You're going to have to save up your pennies. I recommend getting a decent leather strap on this one. They dress up nicely on leather. They also dress down nicely on NATOs. And there it is, sitting on top of my 7-inch wrist. Don't be frightened by this 38mm diameter. I think it's a great size for most people. Once you wear this watch for a week or so, you'll get well used to it. But take my advice, ditch the bracelet. It doesn't look too bad from the outside, but it'll pull all the hairs off your arm. Go for a $5, $10, $20 leather strap at some point in the future. Very accurate little movement as well. I had a watch check app running on this, averaging around -7 seconds per day, which is really fantastic, again considering it's an entry level movement. And that little 7S26 shouldn't need a service for perhaps a decade, even if you're wearing it every day. So watch number 1 then, the Seiko 5 as your Monday to Friday 9 to 5 timepiece. Watch number 2, this is your play watch for the weekend. It's got to be waterproof, got to be able to take a hit. It's the Vostok Amphibia. Something for the weekend, sir? At number 2, we have another legend of horology, the Vostok Amphibia dive watch. Now this is the 710634, the so-called ministry case, featuring the black Scooby-Doo dial, one of the very popular models. But again, there are no shortage of options here for you. All of them kind of around the 40mm diameter, but this one's got 22mm lugs. There are some smaller examples with 18mm lugs if you have got slightly smaller wrists. Also, no shortage of places to buy these from. I bought this one on eBay, paid around $60 for it. I'm going to say $62.50 is a fair price to pay for an Amphibia. That's the price that we're going to include today. With a little bit of haggling, make an offer or two, I'm sure you can snag the one you want for not a lot of money. Now, a few straps in the shot today. It comes on this bracelet, but the bracelet is pretty nasty. The style of watch it is, I think you can pop it on a NATO strap. I literally paid $1 Australian for this NATO strap, paid $1 Australian for this fairly perfunctory rubber strap, both of them a mile ahead of the nasty supply bracelet. My preference though is this style. These things come in at around $2 Australian, so you should be getting change from $65, even with one, maybe even two different straps for this Vostok. Classic piece of Soviet era design, this one, designed in the mid-1960s for the Russian armed forces. Very much a blank paper design, got a few interesting quirks. The Russian machinery rather limited them to how they could manufacture these watches, so they had to think out the box. Gorgeous piece of domed acrylic crystal on the top there. Probably my favourite feature of this watch is the way the dial distorts through that crystal, just beautiful. When this watch is underwater, it actually gets more waterproof the more pressure you put on it. There's a quirky case back as well, but we've got a fully in-house, fully automatic movement, beating at just under 20,000 vibrations per hour. We've got a date complication here, bi-directional bezel, which has limited use as a dive watch, but useful for timing parking meters and the like. We've got a screw-down crown, stainless steel case, 40mm diameter this one, just under 50 on the lug, about 15mm thick, including that beautiful domed acrylic crystal, so it does have a fair amount of wrist presence, this one. Nice screw down case back, easy to play around with this though. Now they're a bit hit or miss in terms of accuracy. This one used to run at -30, but I popped the case back off, adjusted the little lever, and now it's running at a much more acceptable +10. Again, very robust and reliable. These movements should last 10 years between services, as well as the Seiko 5 did. So that's it, sitting atop my 7-inch wrist. I think it looks fantastic, just the right size for me, this 40mm diameter. Weighs in at under 100 grams on one of these rubber straps as well. So a really nice light watch for weekend wear. Decent amount of lume, I'll pop up a lume shot there, perfectly serviceable. Nice lume on the hands and the second hand as well. And a close up on the dial there. I just love this thing, so much charm, so much character. In-house automatic, 200 meter water resistance, 6250, they must be mad. And number 3, as a cheeky little bonus, a Casio, packed full of features. I think this one's a steal at $15. And as if 100 odd years of Japanese watchmaking history, plus a piece of vintage Soviet era off-the-wall design wasn't enough for you, we have just about enough money left to throw in one more little classic piece. This is the legendary, or getting to be legendary, Casio AE1200, aka the Casio Royale. So named because it kind of looks like a Seiko watch that Roger Moore wore in Octopussy. Slight stretch there, but a fantastic little timepiece. You can buy these currently on Amazon for the frankly ridiculous sum of $15, taking our total spend today to under $155 for 3 watches. This one crammed full of features, as you'd expect from Casio. 100 meter water resistance, actually very comfortable. Resin band, multiple time zones, multiple displays, a really decent light. I'll pop up a light shot of this one as well. Great watch to wear as a bed watch if you're in the habit of wearing a watch at night time. The 2 big powerful LEDs in the corner really make this one a pleasure. Great if you're a traveller as well. You can pre-program in a variety of different time zones, all accessible on that bottom left button. Great for the times when you'll need a countdown timer or a stopwatch on your phone as well. And it's a little bit fun, it's a little bit interesting, and so ridiculously cheap. It's hard to say no to one of these Casios. And there it is, again on my 7-inch wrist. I think it looks fantastic. 39mm diameter, 12.5mm thick this one. 18mm lugs though, so you're not going to be swapping this over too readily. Looks a little bit unusual, that big diameter with narrow lugs, weighing in at a mere 40 grams. I think it's got a little bit of a G-Shock Junior about this one. Really nice looking piece, I think. Plenty going on in the dial to keep you entertained. Plenty of buttons to press if you're bored. So there we have it, 3 fantastic watches, plenty of horological history and heritage, all for under $155. Don't forget to like this video if you did indeed like it. Leave me a comment if you can think of 3 better pieces for $150 US. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.